Hello everybody, welcome to my promised live. I am going to show you the paper pumpkin for this month, which is so exciting. It's full of glitter and 3D and all sorts of fun things. So here's the box, we're going to open it, and inside there is so much excitement. It's just, this is how it looks. You got 4 cards which are portrait, 4 cards which are landscape, and 8 matching envelopes. It comes of course with the colour instructions as always. So let me just basically do an unboxing more or less and show you what's inside. There's a whole page of dimensionals and glue dots. Can't go anywhere without glue dots. It comes with a little real red spot, although I was using my big pad because I do happen to have it. It comes with the stamps as always. It comes with this awesome little tube of glitter glue, which is, you could just glitter the whole thing. It's fabulous. And then there's the cards. So they come in lots of 3Ds of things. There is the portrait card, which looks like this, which these 2 delicious pieces dimensional onto. There is a landscape card, which this lovely scene attaches to. Look at that. Oh, bling. I love bling. So there's the dazzling diamonds, the little banners. I don't know if you can see them, but they pop out. There are banners that you can stamp onto. There are lots of trees in addition to stick on. And then, like I said, here are the envelopes. Quite often the envelopes are decorated inside, but to be honest, the cards themselves are so decorated, I don't know what I would do with a decoratable envelope. It would just be overkill. So let me put the box off to one side and bring in the 2 cards that I'm going to be making with you. This is the landscape one, and this is the portrait one. Now, according to the instructions, the landscape one has 3 trees, but I think this rather obscures the houses, so I chose to leave them off, and then you'll see once I'm done demonstrating what the instructions instruct you to do. Hi Denise! I will show you some of the alternates that I made. So without further ado, let's get started. So we'll make the portrait one first. It was funny because I had some ladies came over this afternoon and we were putting our ideas together, and this was just so much fun. We couldn't think of anything to do in addition with the landscape card, with the portrait card, sorry. So there are the 2 pieces that go together, and we're going to take the sheet of dimensionals and, following the instructions, which I'm not normally very good at, let me be honest. Here we go. It just tells you to put dimensions on the middle piece and on the front piece. Now, we know from experience if we put too many dimensionals on, they sometimes get to be too fat to go through the mail. So the trick is, and I do believe they've highlighted the placement of these so that you don't put them in the same places, so when they get in the envelope they can actually squeeze down so they can make it through the machine and not get charged the extra, because nobody wants to pay too much to send cards to their friends, however lovely they are. So I'm just following along with the dimensions that they're suggesting, and hopefully by the time we're done, none of them will be in the same place as any of the other ones. I do want them to be across the bottom on the very front piece. So there we go. So you know my usual trick. Let's take all the backing papers off and fling them across the room, because it's what I do. I don't know. So we'll pop that on. And because the pieces have been die cut for us especially, you know everything's going to fit and everything's going to look good. So we'll just carry on quickly peeling off. I should have put these on before I started the video, but I was honestly having so much fun with the ladies who came. I didn't get a chance to get it done. So I was like, oh my gosh, you guys, you have to leave. I've got a live to do. So there we go. That is the card in its entirety. So all we need to do now is get a bit of bling to put on the bottom, and one of the lovely pieces, one of the lovely banners, and stamp that. So those of you who've got paper pumpkin before know that it comes with a lovely stamp set, and this one is no exception. So I'm going to make my card be a Merry Christmas card. So quickly put that there, just dip it in the red ink. And ta-da, there we go. Now, sometimes when you're attaching, my trick, when you're trying to attach cardstock to the glitter paper, it doesn't always work. You need a really strong adhesive. So my piece of advice in this instance would be to stick this down as it needs to be, but then attach this with dimensionals, because dimensionals tend to be a lot more sticky than even the strongest adhesive. You could use tear and tape. I must be honest, I've done that before. But dimensionals will give it an extra little added height. And as long as you remember to put everything, I don't know if you can see that, where everything is sandwiched, they will actually go flat. So it will make it into the envelope and we don't have to pay extra postage. So that, my loves, is the first card made as is from the set. So that was pretty impressive. The second card is going to be the landscape one. So just so you can see, this was the one I made myself. This is the one I've made exactly according to the instructions. And the only thing I missed out was the sparkling paper, because I plan on putting a lot of the sparkling glitter glue onto there. So the next one is to make this card. This is the landscape card. So we'll get one of those landscape bases, fold it in half, and then we are going to dimensionalize. Oops, feels like I've got more than one there. Pop these on with dimensionals. It's looking lovely already. So let's pop some dimensions on these. It's going to take a few to go across, and then just put some on the roofs. And again, fling the papers off to one side. Sometimes if you've got a lot of dimensionals, the only way to check if it's working is to give it a quick little pat with your fingers to feel that it's working. So that's the dimensions there. And then again, with one of the banners and one of the lovely glittery pieces. So I'm going to just attach that with regular adhesive. And stamp the banner just the same with Merry Christmas. And attach that with some of the dimensionals. Whoops. And then, like I say, the instructions suggested to put trees on the front of there, but these houses are so pretty, I don't think they need to be obscured, so I'm actually going to stop at that point. I will put some of the glitter glue along the houses just to give it a little bit of extra bling. But of course I'll do that when I'm not trying to go frantic and be live. But then what I'll show you is this card makes, this cutout makes one card. The portrait one, like I say, was 2 sets, and really I couldn't come up with anything alternate to do that didn't leave a lot of scraps. These ones, however, I felt could be cut in half, so that's what I did. So I cut them in half so you can see the brown and the blue tree, and then I used one of the tree cutouts and I tore a piece of basic white cardstock and used the glitter glue to make a snow effect, and I've got a whole card with just half, this half of that cutout. And then the other card, which is somewhere, I did it with the other half. That's just the red and the blue tree. But then eventually I was running, this is with the printed trees, eventually I was running out of the die punched trees, because you know they give us enough to make 8 cards and I was trying to double it. So these cards are the same, and then I decided I would get creative and crafty. That's another of the brown and green tree. So this is the whole one. These are the stamped with the red. This is stamped with the brown and blue. I used a little bit of designer series paper. I cut some white cardstock, basic white cardstock, to make the snow behind. Again, I did the snow at the front and added the glitter glue, and I got an extra 3 cards. So out of the 4 cards that the kit was supposed to make, I managed to make 7. Only 1 because I wanted it to be the whole thing, just so I could say I'd followed the kit. And the rest I got 7 because the other 3 I doubled and got 6 out of. So again, I used a little bit of designer series paper. I don't think it came from Oh Holy Night. I would have to look it up. I think it was actually Retire, but I just went through my stash. But you know, you could use Night of Navy cardstock and sprinkle it with glitter glue, or you could sprinkle it with the white craft ink, however you feel you want to do it. But you can see I've put the glitter paper with the Merry Christmas. Here I've just put the Merry Christmas, and I've used the glitter glue. So you're limited by your imagination, my love. So listen, thanks so much for watching. If you've got any questions, just pop them in the comments box below and I'll do my best to help you. Absolutely exciting kit. And don't forget, the next kit, the November kit, coordinates with this one. So if you haven't ordered it already, I would suggest you pop on over to my website, which is here. Pop on over to my website and you'll be able to find a link which takes you to my paper pumpkin, and you'll be able to get a kit and follow along. But in the meantime, thanks so much for watching.